Hello and welcome back again, ladies and gentlemen, to the ESL One Hamburg, powered by Intel. We're here taking a look at the Vodafone pre-match setup, and it's going to be EG versus Alliance game number 2. We saw a pretty thrilling game number 1, Alchemist Dota being played, some fun stuff coming out from a CM as well. I think Insania to me was the sort of man of the match in that one. Anything that you guys would like to see change? Because it felt like both teams had a chance to win last game, and also both teams kind of gave the other team a chance to win.
I would like to see more consistency and less throw, definitely. This game was so much back and forth, so many mistakes by both teams, the positioning and I think the wrong choice of items and the talents in general, which dragged the game post 60 minutes.
Yeah, I'd like to see maybe EG picking a little bit of a harder carry for Arteezy. I think with Sumail out at the moment that he kind of needs to step up a little bit in terms of being the one to carry the team. And I don't know if the Bloodseeker was a good pick that game, but I don't know if it's necessarily the hero that I wanted to see him on. They've been first facing Terrorblade a little bit earlier in the tournament, so that could be something that we look at for them again here in game number 2.
It's sort of a tough conundrum, right? Because you've got, like, you know, this incredibly talented player in Arteezy that's playing, and you'd love to be able to see him play on that. But at the same time, are you going to switch up your entire team dynamic to fit with the stand-in? It's like, which of those do you really go for? And it sort of, I guess, depends a lot upon how they view CCNC as a player. Like, if they think that he is good enough, then maybe they just try and, you know, shoehorn him into that Sumail role, and maybe that's the reason why them doing that hasn't worked out as well. I don't know. It's a tough thing playing with the stand-in always.
I think in this tournament, it just shows that Sumail is the backbone of EG. If there's no Sumail in EG, this team is not going to do well.
Yeah. Or at least they need to find a new way to play, if nothing else. But we do have a draft for you, ladies and gentlemen, as we hop into that one. It is going to be game number 2, and so far, so good with the same pretty much bands. Although Weaver this time.
I think that's fair. I really think that Boxy played a fantastic game on the Weaver. And they even tried to counterpick it quite a bit, right? The early Weaver pick was what prompted the Bloodseeker grab early on, but didn't really work out the way that they were hoping, I think. That might leave the Mirana throw into the pool, because EG banned Mirana last game, because we do know that Alliance are super willing to pick the Mirana early on in these drafts.
Yeah, Mirana is one of the most contested heroes. Every time she's in the pool, she pretty much gets picked all the time. I like what teams are doing. They're just first phasing Broodmother. By first phasing, I mean just banning it out. No one wants to play against Broodmother because that hero is pretty much unique in Dota, can farm the lane and jungle at the same time.
It feels like also, like, as soon as that gets banned out, you've got to take the Drow out of the pool. And that's something that EG has been really consistently willing to go to. Interestingly, they decided to take out that Necrophos. It was a hero that they were pretty comfortable playing against in the rest of the group stages, it looked like, but maybe just not want to have to deal with it with Alliance.
Yeah, I think that was one of Alliance's better, or maybe their best drafts so far in this event, and we have seen them have a few struggles as far as drafting goes. So I think trying to shove them onto different heroes is a worthwhile endeavor, but it's still pretty good opening for them, Phoenix Mirana. EG could take kind of the Ogre that we've been talking about a little bit if they wanted to, but also might make things a little bit weird given that they've already got the Shaker, which is probably the position 4.
This seems like such a strange draft from EG. Like, you have that Earthshaker. I mean, sure, it's a great hero, and I think that EG, when they were playing their best leading up to TI, it was like these heroes that make a lot of chaos and then the big team fight supports. But you give up now Phoenix and Mirana, which means you're going to have to run something weird like a Lina out of the mid lane to try and, like, have that attack speed to deal with the egg. I don't know. It feels like they gave up a lot to sort of secure the Shaker for themselves, and I'm not sure I like it.
Yeah, you have a Phoenix and you have a kind of a counter pick for Phoenix combined together. So I love these kinds of pick when you get one hero and just pick the counter pick with it.
Yeah, kind of cover the Phoenix pick a little bit more. And EG, okay, just gonna go for Bane. A little bit more lockdown. They haven't really shown us anything so far in this draft. This is actually a little bit surprising because I was looking at a lot of EG's drafts over the rest of this event, and they've pretty much always opened with a core and a support in the first phase. I think this might be one of the only times that they've actually gone for double support as the opener.
Is it double support?
I guess it doesn't have to be. You know, the Shaker is certainly a little bit flexible. Bane's definitely.
I was talking about the Bane. I don't know what you mean. I was thinking the mid-Bane.
Mid-Bane, Aghanim Scepter. CCNC has had this up his sleeve the entire time. Yeah, that's why they banned the Wisp, because otherwise he would get the Ag's Tether talent, and Bane gets the extremely low cooldown Brain Sap.
The Dream.
Unstoppable.
I need you to calm down, both of you. Does CCNC play Invoker?
I don't think so.
He has played it. It's not his like strongest hero, but he knows how to play it. Like, you know, if you're a mid, you can play Invoker at a high level, whether or not it's like tournament
There
ready.
are players who play mid and they don't play Invoker.
Who are those players?
Yeah.
I said, who are those players?
Well, you can go through the teams and check, but there are players who don't play certain heroes, I think, and you should be able to play these kind of heroes that are in meta and have one or two specialists like Huskar, Meepo, Arc Warden. You're kind of forced to do so in the tier 1 teams.
Yeah.
I think Invoker is the kind of hero, though, that even if you have like having a B- Invoker is not good enough. If you really want to be picking this hero, you need to have somebody who is a star player on it. Like, I'm fine when we see like the Weeha Invoker, the Mid 1 Invoker, or the Abed Invoker, but then we saw the Mike Invoker a little bit earlier in this tournament, and that just didn't really hit the mark for me.
Man,
So.
I'm looking more at this draft here, and I just really don't like EG's draft so far. I feel like they've got a lot of holes they need to fill unless they do something really weird and funky with it, because a lot of what they've been running before has been like a Terrorblade. Terrorblade, not really good against Phoenix Mirana. They've also been running a lot of, what's the other hero? Storm
This
Spirit.
could be a Terrorblade game. Oh,
Oof.
Boxy's hero, CK. I've seen him play CK when they had not enough lockdown in one of their games, and he decided to go for Road of Aethas, just to lock down Storm. And it gives super nice stats to CK. It was very effective.
Okay, and EG just going to fire back with the Enigma. So that does look like what? Position 4 Shaker now, Enigma off lane. Tons and tons and tons of team fight, but also relatively greedy overall. I do like that they're leaving the Arteezy hero and presumably CCNC's hero until a little bit later on in the draft so that they can just pick something that has good matchups across the board. But Alliance, do you think they have to like counterpick this Enigma now?
Getting a silencer is all right. Okay, so this is the counter pick Rubik, which I prefer more, which probably means that I don't know, they can swap things around.
It is a good Rubik,
I'd prefer Phoenix to have the priority in farm instead of a Rubik.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think it's more that this is just a good. I don't think the Rubik needs a ton of farm this game. I think even if he just has like Tranquils and an Aether Lens, he can kind of do everything that he needs to. You can reasonably often steal the Fisher. Bane's always going to give you a couple of consistent steals. You can grab the Fiend's Grip super easily. And it's just a little bit of a deterrent against the Enigma. I'm not going to say that it's a counter, but you know, Enigma's always kind of wondering, like, oh, where's Rubik hiding in fog? Am I going to be giving away Black Hole when I cast it? And that just makes life a bit harder for him.
EG needs to pick a hero that's going to be active right now. That's not an active hero, so they're looking towards mid into late game. They have a lot of tower damage, a lot of team fight potential. Like, their mid hero needs to be something to create space, because you have Enigma, who's pretty static. You have Terrorblade, who most of the time just goes to jungle, especially if the lane's not going well for him, and who's going to make the space for you.
Probably Lina, I think, is what they're going to be looking for. It's like CCNC hero, but I don't think that it's that great this game.
Alliance, I don't think they would mind having the Arc Warden again here. But I don't know if they're going to. I don't know if they're going to get the chance to pick it. I think EG are banning Arc Warden, but Alliance depends on their read about CCNC in terms of like the Invoker. Okay, no, so they're just going to ban the Ember. I guess EG have to decide if they feel like they have they don't have a great lineup to deal with an Arc Warden. So unless they feel like they have some kind of mid matchup where they can just annihilate him, and then it's good the rest of the game as well, I don't think they should risk leaving the Arc Warden through.
Alliance can still pick an off lane and put Mirana on mid. They have the last pick, so they can just see what they want to do.
EG can also just Ember, or not Ember, Huskar.
Who?
EG could
Why?
try and end the game quickly.
You don't want to pick
No, you don't want to pick
Huskar.
Huskar into CK.
I think you could do it.
Well, you can. And you can just
I mean, you can
easily
pick it.
lose.
Yeah.
Plus, they have a last
You
pick.
just wait, and it's happening, guys.
I mean, they're also allowed to pick well, they could pick Bristleback here or something if they really wanted to, but I don't think that's a good idea either.
Y'all are haters.
Yeah.
Gotta hate on the Huskar. You'll see. CCNC knows what's up.
Pick Silencer EG. I'm sure that would make the cost stay. Doesn't make any sense with the lineup, but...
I'm wondering why they decided to ban out the Ember Spirit. Maybe Evil Genius is thinking about banning the Zeus. But who's gonna start a fight? Like, before CK gets a Blink Dagger? Like, Zeus is super good against Terrorblade.
There's a lot of heroes that they have to kind of worry about, right? There's the Zeus, there's Tinker, there's Arc Warden. This TB pick doesn't feel that secure. And now they just take Lina.
Yep.
Yeah, it's an egg hitter, the burst damage, someone who can create space.
I mean, we called that at the second pick by Bane. Like, we knew that this thing was coming. I don't think Alliance care about this at all. I think they're perfectly fine with their draft. Like, TA is fine being gone. CK is still just going to rip her apart.
They're just discussing which hero to ban. CCNC probably deciding which hero he doesn't want to play it against.
Yeah, because they have to think through multiple steps, right? Like, if we ban this and then pick this, what's the best case scenario for Alliance's pick? And I think Alliance are mostly just tossing up between... Is it Zeus and Arc at this point, do you think?
I think, all right, the green skeleton, also great against Terrorblade, a lot of spellcasters as well. These spells cost a lot of mana, so Pugna's Ward is going to deal a ton of the damage, and you have these non-units that you need to hit. Phoenix Egg, you have Pugna's Ward, so much stuff to focus in a team fight. Also the Cripify, really good against the Egg, whoever tries to hit it.
Mm-hmm. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we do have some updated results as well from the last set of series. So spoiler alert if anybody's wondering. Secret 1-0 over Pain, and Mineski lost to Vici as well. So what we've expected so far, but that does set us up for potentially a big set of ties here. If Pain lose their next one, if Alliance also end up winning this game, then that would mean we would have a three-way tie set up in Group A. So a lot on the line here in this game as we get ready to hop into the match. But before we see what actually ends up resulting from the drafts, we do need to take a look at who it is that's going to be the MVP of the tournament. Hyped up, music was going, match is pretty much ready. Is there a draft that you guys are favoring a little bit more, one over the other?
I quite like Alliance's draft, actually.
Me too. They have a good ways to protect the egg. They have a good tower damage now with the Pugna. Not as much team fight as EG, but still I think they can win the lanes and put the pressure on them. I really love the green skeleton pick. Also Phoenix, one of the most contested heroes so far in the tournament. And we'll see. Alliance showed that they can play some amazing Dota, but they can also throw the game. I love what Insania said before the game started. Like, we need some more time. Our coach is shouting at us.
Nice. The classic. I think that, you have a lot that you can be happy about in that game from them coming with the win. But, Loda is probably right. There's a lot that also could be improved upon from that last game. And I'm sure that he let him know about it. as the tips start getting
I think the
thrown
big
out.
thing for that last game is they shouldn't have needed flashy individual performances to win it. Like, I don't think that Boxy and Insania should have needed to have played as well as they did for them to win, but it was needed to overcome some of the mistakes that they made. So I can imagine that that would be super frustrating to watch if you're the coach.
Shaker with the boots starting item. Usually I don't like that. But with Enigma, he wants to move around and have more move speed so that he can block off people, especially the mid, double stun. Pagna doesn't have that much HP, so I want to see how the mid matchup is going to go. Like, Pagna usually destroys those heroes who rely on right clicks to secure the range creeps, but Lina has a nuke, also already Dragon Slave used just to secure those creeps. Bane running towards mid. I don't know if he wants to use any of the spells. Probably not, just passing by.
How's it going, CCNC? Yeah, this is
with a good block.
it's going to be a nice little set for them here, as he's going to be able to secure both of those creeps. Maybe even find a deny. Let's see if he can get it. There it is. But yeah, this is going to be the sort of interesting little dynamic that we have here. Crit, just going to run forward and try and pummel Insania, and then move around to maybe find a helpful kill in mid lane if they can do it.
It's hard to fight level 1 on the top lane against meta TB. You have a Phoenix who's extremely weak level 1. Same goes for a CK. They just need this meta to not be active anymore, and then maybe they can start playing more aggressive. Boxy uses a stun to secure a deny.
Oh, it's super worth. That's great. Just gonna run on back for a moment. The 3 Mango Gaming, that's what we're gonna be seeing from him. Something else to watch for is a 1-second stun comes out onto Fly, but it's gonna be the reflection used against the CK illusions. Really frustrating, even in the later stages of the game.
I don't know how much farm this CK is actually going to end up having in terms of like the reflection value, since he is position 3, but it's still going to be good. And they're pretty darn low up top. They do have plenty of regen, they're tangoing up, but EG doing a good job at least of securing some CS early on here. Ooh, 1 range creep deny.
Pull back, minus armor, 2-second stun, and the Nightmare. God, it's so annoying. Just constant pressure. And now he's actually used up or 2 of his mangoes so far, but it's going to be worth it if they can kill off Arteezy
That's
here.
a
He's
first
getting
blood.
pulled down lower and lower. Taiga able to pick
He has
up the
one more
kill.
mango.
Chase forward, just gets the kill.
Right.
Double for the Phoenix. Why not?
Just get that urn. Like, he almost has enough gold to buy full urn. He also lets him last hit.
Meanwhile, on the other side of it, Insania going to be run down here. It looks like with the boots on Earthshaker, more than enough to get that kill with the DD on the Earthshaker. And they're going to keep the pressure onto Boxy.
That's really going to be the big unknown for EG this game, is just how much impact Crit's going to be able to have. Seems to be doing pretty well so far.
Chase forward, trying to find the kill. Malefice gets the finish, and also Fly able to kill Boxy up in the top. It looked like Boxy was just sort of sitting around with like no HP, willing to die there. They're going to get a double now for Fly.
All right, that was not good. That completely undid all of the work that they did grabbing that double kill initially. I think they should have just backed up and healed, but getting a little bit greedy there. CCNC doing quite well on mid lane.
Oh, looking for the kill here. Can he find it? Quakefa in trouble.
He got him. He also tried to use a flask to regen up. CCNC, full level ahead, already has a bottle.
That is really not good. Especially since I think the Pugno probably die at least one more time.
God, 3-second stun onto Fly. Can pull him back in here in a second if they want to, but they force out the Metamorphosis, and that'll keep Fly alive.
I imagine that the Pugno's going to die at least one more time to a rotation from Crit coming over towards the mid lane. Insania, what?
They saw Earthshaker being invis. There's a center ward. They also devoured that one.
We'll see if they can find it here. Close to level 6 for the Lina, but as they move
he's
into
just
position,
baiting. Man, Koikwa should have that info that he's invis.
Now looking for the fissure now, able to get that stun. She's forward for more, a couple more punches. Gets the kill before Decrypt comes off cooldown.
That's so greedy. Earthshaker not showing on the lane. Also being invis and Koikwa trying to play aggressive.
Yeah, he really shouldn't die like that. That's pretty sloppy. 5-minute bouncy runes coming up.
Alliance is gonna get all 4. Bane kind of late to a party.
Yeah, unfortunate there. I think Alliance's draft getting a decent amount early on in that fashion, but still all of the deaths kind of hurting them. Mainly just in that mid lane.
This top lane's been a little bit more even than I expected, at least kills-wise. I thought they were going to put a ton of pressure on the TB, but I think Fly's been playing pretty well, forcing out a lot of regen, keeping the Alliance heroes low so they can't just go with impunity. Because if they go on EG, then there might be a turnaround. The Nightmare usage has been pretty good as well.
Tiger realizing things get a little bit scary there and is going to back out. But they can still contest for these runes if they want. Let's make sure he doesn't get found by Crit moving into position here. They're going to ping out that the Phoenix is in the area. Maybe a reflection. Not quite going to be there.
2 second stun only.
Pull back in. Arteezy, though, in some trouble. Reflection, stick charges. He's fine. And it looks like Crit is going to fully commit for this one. Trying to find him in the trees. Can it come in time? The 3-second stun saving a life. And Crit being baited in deep does have another fissure, but no mana to cast it. And, well, the tower cleans him up.
Well, that was a little bit awkward.
Nice play there from the Phoenix.
EG with a quick shine. This early game, quite a lot of kills, to be honest, but the Earthshaker rotating around everywhere, getting a lot done. I mean, that was the... He was looking great before trying to dive that tower and getting killed, going for the Phoenix.
Pull him back in. Arteezy again under fire. They throw the Nightmare out, trying to save his life. Stick charge is keeping him alive at the moment. Boxy being blocked by the illusion as he walks forward. Fly able to get that kill, and now the dive in finds the finish with Insania in the area. Pull him into the lift. Pulls him back again, and Fly looks like he should be able to walk back under the tower.
CK is using so much gold to buy those mangoes.
Yeah.
I think he bought like 4 or 5 so far.
There's another one there,
4
too.
4-second stun.
That's pretty good. That should be the death of the Bane.
Nice. That's a lot of gold for this Rubik.
Uh-oh, mid lane. Nice stun from CCNC to save his life.
Pugnan's just going for Veil. It's a pretty nice build. They've got a lot of magical damage on the team. I do also sometimes see like people just rushing Aether Lens on Pugna. Not sure what you guys are a fan of.
You have a Phoenix in your team, plus Mirana.
Yeah. Very true. Alright, Evening coming up. Insania thinking about it. Quickfoot also wants it.
And the runaway.
Yeah. Shame that Insania didn't have the mana for lift. Otherwise, I think he just lifts the Bane and wakes up the... Well, yeah, wakes up the Pugna and he just dies.
Okay, still has leap. Can get out of here if things get too testy. But doesn't need to use any of the charges there. And EG keeping the pressure on bottom, but not going for a full commitment. It feels like they're pretty comfortable just sort of sitting back and farming on all their lanes, occasionally picking up kills mid.
Yeah, this is quite a good start for Enigma, and CCNC also not doing too badly, putting some pressure on this tower. Is going to be going for the... Was it CCNC that we saw go for the treads on Lina earlier in the tournament?
I'm not sure if it was CCNC. Seems like a new trend. Like you get more mana pool instead, some tank ability as well, if you just put it onto strength. I'm surprised that Terrorblade doesn't have a Quelling Blade.
Uh-oh. 3 seconds done there, Enigma, but looks like he is going to be able to TP out of there, possibly. Is it enough damage? He gets away but dies in the fountain.
Super close. If he'd had just a few more stats, I think he would have would have survived for sure. Even just one GG branch could have done it for him.
Alliance is doing a good job pressuring these towers. They took a tier 1 tower on mid, and they're also defending their towers. CCNC does not want to commit. TP coming in.
Yeah. It's sort of that tough one, too, where you can't really... if you move forward with the Lina at all, you could potentially just blow him up and get the kills. So you got to make that TP rotation. But after that happens... we are going to see EG move into the jungle, see if they can find somebody with the smoke gank. They can go for the long wraparound if they want onto mid, but it might be a bit too tough, and nobody's coming to collect these bounty runes.
Usually teams don't want to go for bounty runes, invade enemy jungle. Most of the time it's just you pick up the top ones, the enemy team picks up the bottom ones. It's pretty much always 2-for-2 trade, unless there's someone who is dead on the enemy team.
Yeah, or you have an extremely good hero to contest, like a super good timing, but not the case for either team really right now. Boxy moving around a lot on this chaos night. Whoop.
Oh, this is a big kill if they can get it. They see Bane though.
Yeah, this is kind of tough. Random Light Striker gets thrown out by CCNC, and that's going to keep him alive.
He was just casting that for the stack, right?
I'm pretty sure.
He had no idea that he got a 2-man Light Striker right there, I don't think.
Oh, they should give Tome to Phoenix, in my opinion. He's going to get some XP on the top, and Insania is going to be 6, so they want to pressure the tower if they want to play it like that. Just Phoenix getting the XP and the Rubik being more active.
Denying out the tower.
Oof. That hurts. They spent quite a bit of time getting that. Rubik, I don't think has anything stolen at the moment, so needs to definitely grab onto a spell pretty soon. Yeah, he only just got the level 6. Could have taken maybe the Eidolons if he wanted it, but instead just gonna maybe grab something else. Ooh.
Fly sees that ward placed down, also breaking the smoke, and with that, Lina should be playing a little bit more safe, although she's still back behind. Yeah, she's playing super safe. Alliance just haven't been able to get anything done the last couple minutes. They're going to try and bulldoze down another tower.
Arrow.
Fissure, though, to save a life for a moment. Can they kill off CCNC? Yes, but they did go for the leap into the midst of it, and now they're going to jump forward onto the Enigma.
Boxy
he is going to be able to walk into this one if they want to get the kill. Pulls back forward. Oh, it's a good reality rift to get to the other side, so that way he can escape from this. Black hole back off cooldown. Does S4 want to use it? He ends up getting fogged, but the Malefice is going to be there. And it looks like Boxy eventually going to pay the price.
He might live.
Well, living for the moment at least. And Crit able to get away again from that Mirana. And now they turn on to Mickey, and he is in a lot of trouble. Supernova
That's
down,
really
though. Is it
egg.
going to be enough? They managed to get the kill on the Earthshaker, but can't quite.
He could have placed Egg here on the high ground. They don't have the vision.
Laguna Blade. Sania eats one.
Fly's trying to get this quick kill. He put down an Observer Ward to try and get the Fiend's Grip vision, but it's nighttime. Couldn't quite get it. It's still not a bad obs either. Pretty opportunistic. But yeah, that was very weird from the Mirana and Phoenix, right? They both kind of ran up that hill, popped the egg, and they traded 2 for 1 at that point. Mirana dying along with the Phoenix just for the Shaker. Not worth.
It is 8-11 now, 2,000 gold lead for EG, have found their footing after a very frustrating, I'm sure, game number 1 for them. And you can see the swing down into their favor for those couple of engagements. But still nothing that's insurmountable. Alliance can definitely pull themselves back into this.
Enigma's level 11, 13 minutes in. Helm of the Dominator has Blink queued up. He's gonna need a BKB this game probably as a 3rd item.
I just think this Enigma's impact on the game is going to be so much bigger than the CK's, right? I'm trying to think about what are the item timings for the CK. He's got this double bracer so far. Maybe he gets a Rod of Atos or something for a little bit more lockdown, a little bit more catch. I mean, Blink Dagger's not too bad either, but all of the items on the Enigma feel so much more impactful, and he's going to get them so much faster. So I worry about Alliance's lineup tapering off a little bit as we move forward.
Uh-oh. 3-second stun, though. They pull back in the Earthshaker. Quakebug gonna go for the life drain now, and it does look like they're gonna be able to kill off that Earthshaker. So still getting some value, but this is the timing when they need to do it. Oh no. Oh no.
He should be able to
All right,
get it
quick,
now.
time the blast. Come on, you can click on it. You can see this. Yeah, nice.
Mirana hits the arrow on Enigma.
This is pretty good. Lift back, fly, Nightmare saving a life for the moment, but Boxy gonna pop the ultimate and just blow him up. And now as they chase down more, CCNC, Light Strike Array is gonna come out in a second. They're walking up to high ground, taking him down. Lina is done. And with that, it's gonna be a big win for Alliance. And they also found the arrow on Arteezy.
Man, Mickey just won this team fight with an arrow on Enigma. Also good toss back with the Rubik on the high ground where Egg was supposed to be placed in the previous fight. On the high ground, so he can cast a good black hole.
Yep. And just throwing him back into the CK as well.
Yeah.
Good coordination from Alliance, realizing where all their heroes were in that fight. And oh, so well timed as well. They get all of the bounty runes. That is a huge win.
CK actually is going to go for a bigger item in the drum here, although looks like they are going to have to lose their Rubik. And Sanya going to go down to crit. But yeah, Boxy picking up an item that's, I mean, this is a lot. This is 2,000 HP right now. I mean, we're saying this is position 3 CK, but he's getting a lot.
Yeah, he's doing decently. He's actually not that far behind the Terrorblade. Only 500 gold ahead
They
of him.
found Fly. Also, Earthshaker got a solo kill on Pugna in the previous fight, and the last hit on Rubik, so he's gonna get closer to a Blink Dagger. That's the item that EG needs. Yule Scepter is gonna be up. Also, Enigma is gonna have his Blink Dagger, so they should be able to fight right now. The meta's not up though.
Oh, he sees Mickey. How you doing? I hear that you like to leap around. I'm gonna follow
Just force out Black Hole.
And did they actually get this kill? He has another leap. Mickey living throws out the arrow. He doesn't want to reveal himself here. The blink off cooldown in a second. Hello again. It's nice to see you.
All right. Well, that was an awkward kill, but got it in the end.
Space created. The most effective variety.
Yeah, Pugna's pushing pretty nicely. They got the CK here ready to pounce at a moment's notice. But Crit also getting quite close to this Blink Dagger.
They're kind of sharing farm, both supports on side of Alliance. And we see that more often. Rubik's just going for brown boots into Yule Scepter for setting up kills and just for survivability in general. And you have a Phoenix, Earn, level 8, needs more levels, level 10, the GPM, max out the Sunray.
Did you like this Yule's first on Rubik? I feel like this would have been a really good game to get a fast Aether Lens.
See, this is the problem with Lina right here. Like, it's not really a great answer, like, to the CK.
Oh, that's a dead shaker. Just kidding.
He was testing us. So, like, that's the thing, right? Is so many people talk about, like, Lina being a good answer for the egg and everything, and being countered by TA. But Reality Rift is kind of a similar thing, right? With all that minus armor that you're getting.
This looks like a really good Rubik game. I mean, you have LSA with no cast animation, Fissure, Fiend's Grip, pretty easy to steal.
Man, so Fly came in here and set up 3 different observer wards all in a line. So they're hoping to play over to that vision, but if Alliance are actually able to successfully just go and play over on the EG side of the map, then those 3 wards are going to do very little. It does create a split push opportunity at bottom for either the Terrorblade or the Enigma to be down there and threaten the tier 2
Easy
tower.
wants to smoke now and try to take a fight. They have 2 Blink Daggers, even though Enigma doesn't have a hole for another 60 seconds. But they're gonna lose the tier 2 tower and they can still defend theirs. They don't know that Earthshaker has a Blink Dagger, but they should suspect it considering he's not showing on the lane.
Oh
Arrow,
my God.
that's gonna...
Yeah, that's close.
You just use that bottle and go on him. Just kidding. There's a full EG lineup behind him.
It looks like Alliance are thinking about bringing numbers as well, though.
Wow, they lost 2 of those wards, which you were talking about, Cameron.
Are they going to lose a third, too? I mean, this is a big smoke play coming in from Alliance. God, EG are still sticking around this area, and Fly is there to sort of break the Blink Dagger. So too is Crit, but if they get wrapped around on from all the way behind, Echo Slam there already onto Mirana, trying to kill her off in time. Is it going to happen, though? They do manage to get it, but it might come at a cost. Supernova already out, and, well, everybody else just needing to run the heck away, as it looks like they're going to lose Fly, most likely, as well as Crit, or are they? Yeah, Fly is dead. Crit in the meantime.
Oh, he found him. Second stun.
They got it.
They need Lina in this kind of fight. Lina is farmed enough, has a Yule Scepter just for the extra burst damage.
Feels like that's worth it, though, taking down Mickey.
Yeah, I think that wasn't too bad. Nicely done with S4, not needing to use any of his other stuns, just had the Centaur Conqueror.
Wait, how is Insania so farmed? Holy. 20-minute Yule Scepter almost has enough gold to buy a Blink Dagger.
He's doing it, man.
I think he's just been farming pretty nicely with the Lina's spells, by the look of it, right? He's got the Dragon Slave at the moment, so with the Yule Scepter Mana Regen, he can actually just run around.
Oh, God, that's pretty bad. And Crit also going to chase them out as well as they blow up Boxy. A nice little pinata of gold as Taiga tries to go for the TP away with the Sunray and makes it happen.
Nice. I mean, still, that was a lot of gold for CCNC.
Yeah.
And the Bane, actually, 490.
Alliance should smoke and try to take a fight. Black Hole was just used. 60 seconds for Earthshaker ulti. Oh
no, Mickey yet again caught there with the fissure. Fly in the area, sort of counter synergy with the Nightmare, but they still hit it with the Light Strike Array. Maleficent to follow.
Nice Glimmer.
Glimmer still living
One
for
more
now.
Leap. One more.
In some trouble though. Dragon Slave gets the kill.
Why don't you just leap right away? Like, there's no reason not to.
But he was Maleficent, wasn't he?
He was, but he could have used one more leap and just get out of the range from Dragon Slave.
Got it.
Yeah, it was...
That was pretty tough.
That's a lot of gold. CCNC got 4 kills in the last 2 minutes. He's gonna get a BKB and 500 gold. That's a huge item.
He went from like 4th or 5th on net worth to 1st in those last couple of minutes.
If they lose this CK here again, it looks like it's going to happen. Boxy has just had a really rough time of it since the early beginning. Good start.
This feels kind of similar to a point that happened in the previous game where Alliance are just losing the ward game spectacularly. Like, they have one observer ward on the map all the way over at mid lane that they can't even play to at all, and EG see everything. They have 4 different observer wards on the map. They know where all of the Alliance cores are moving, and it's setting up all of these kills for them. It's setting up the black holes, it's setting up the Mirana death at mid. They got to work on the D-ward game, or even just keeping their own vision up a little bit better, because something's going wrong here for them to be getting owned this hard in the ward situation.
Yeah, there's no sentry wards from Alliance besides that one on the top rune. Well, they're playing a bit greedy, both supports, kind of playing position 4 right now, so no one's buying wards.
And I think it's really hurting them a lot. Like, if they don't have the vision, I don't know if this Rubik Blink Dagger really does very much. They need to know where the heroes are on the map so that they can run around and find initiations and keep finding kills of their own. Because there's no way that EG should be able to like play 3 different cores, farming 3 different lanes all at once.
They're gonna have a black hole up. 15 seconds. Earthshaker is ready. Ready.
Well, and EG, recognizing what was coming their direction, they saw them all group up together in the mid lane, and they just back home to their tier 3 towers. Well, S4 pushes out bottom. Everything done very calmly, securely. They're maybe going to run into each other as they head up onto the high ground. Boxy revealing himself, and there's going to be the reflection immediately onto all those illusions, and he's just dead again. Arrow connects, but it's only to secure the retreat for Mickey.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Rubik stole, does he have Conjure Image at the moment?
Yeah.
Not super useful, but he'll be able to replace that shortly.
It's kind of cool in the meantime to be like extra vision, but it's not great. But it is going to be into the pit now. Metamorphosis is about quarter left. So they trail off like the S's, and well, now they have the Fiend's Grip, the full combination coming out from Crit. My lord, that's really, really bad. And the Phoenix Egg, which could have been good if they had any extra lockdown, is just not there. Buyback on the Pugna. They apparently really want to take this fight, but they don't have Supernova. EG is going to back out of the pit, though.
They can't walk towards that pit without putting down sentry wards. Like, it's just... Fly completely destroyed them. And that's not even an uncommon ward spot, right? That is the most common dire side ward to place down when you're going for Roshan.
This is old OG's ward. We're gonna go to the Roche. It's still working.
Well, they do manage to take down a couple here. It looks like also take away both of Alliance Sentry and Observer ward that were placed. Game is hard. Koikva building towards that Dagon. Sort of a decent item against the Terrorblade, just the bursts that he brings, but also being able to take out those illusions. And it does look like they are going to place down a ward, spot it out, and realize, yeah, that's what was going on.
Yeah, it's also nice for like forcing out BKBs as well. If Delina gets decrepified or something, she's not going to be able to hesitate very long on popping that BKB. So I do like the Dagon a decent amount.
S4 knows that they're chasing him right now. In the meantime, Arteezy just takes a tower on the other side of the map. Bottom lane is pushing out while EG play defensively up top. And they needed to bring back the Mirana to deal with this. Able to steal some Eidolons. That is a great steal.
Yeah, pretty nice. I mean, it's kind of a farming thing for Rubik at this point more than anything.
He doesn't need to farm anymore.
Yeah.
They need to take a good fight, so he needs to steal a Fissure, a Grip, a Black Hole.
Hey man, he needs to get that gold. I understand Rubik players.
He's got to do something with that gold. I feel like that's what we've been kind of missing so far.
Scan connected.
Fiend's Grip. Oh, it hurts. It hurts really bad. Laguna Blade comes out.
There was just a successful scan. He still decides to climb uphill.
And now Boxy in no man's land. Lift up on the Yule Scepter. Gonna try and get the lift. The Eidolons, they're gonna throw him at him. But it's not looking like it's gonna be enough. Is Boxy gonna be controlled? Can they get the kill in time? S4 still holding on to that black hole if it is needed indeed. And well, the catch Insania gonna get the finish. That's 4 dead, and I think a couple of those might be diebacks.
This is really clinical Dota from EG. Like, good warding, playing to their vision, good smoke timings. They're playing around their item timings as well fantastically, and Alliance just kind of seem...
they seem lost.
Scattered. Yeah, they don't know, like, should they go for a big... They're going for smokes, but it was a 5-man smoke, so it was kind of obvious. They just don't necessarily seem to know what their lineup is, like what the objective is for them right at this second.
It feels like whenever you don't play to win, you always lose a game.
Yeah, yeah. In the previous game, they were playing with so much purpose. Like, even though some of the times I didn't agree with the fact that they were playing as aggressively as they were like all making those aggressive decisions together. This game, they're kind of wandering around the map a little bit, and it feels like they're just kind of getting picked apart.
Well, definitely need to overcome some demons here as the game is severely shifted into the favor of Evil Geniuses over the last 10 or so minutes. 9,000 net worth lead. And as you can see there, it's all red along the bottom of that timetable.
Oh god,
I want to see how many sentries Alliance supports purchased this game.
Yeah, they do seem to be picking it up a little bit more now, but...
They take down the other ward as well. Everything, all the vision gone. God, if Rubik can steal Reflection, that would probably be the dream. But even that, it's not as great because you don't have the cooldown, so...
Yeah, I don't know why he keeps stealing from TB, to be honest. Like, there are consistent steals on other heroes this game.
Because they don't have the vision on other heroes.
Yeah, that's true.
Radiant's
Yeah.
middle tower is under attack.
Did you just agree with yourself? You
Yes,
said that's true.
I can't argue with myself, though.
CCNC able to get away for the moment. It's a good Supernova. Can it be enough, though? So it looks like all of EG just going to run away after losing that Bane.
Yep, Bane for the Supernova. Not a big deal. I mean, a couple of BKB charges being used on both sides as well. That's relatively even.
Oh no, and now they're getting set up again up top line. All right, good decision to back out there by Alliance. This is normally where you'd see that like other position 3 hero that would be able to keep people stuck in the egg, like an Axe or a, I don't know, even a tree on occasion, you know, that type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, they picked the, what did they pick? The CK 3rd overall?
Yeah.
And the only heroes that they'd seen at that point were the 2 supports and...
No, they had seen Mirana and Phoenix.
No, I mean when Alliance picked...
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
When Alliance picked CK, what were they picking it into? I'm trying to wrap my head around the rationale behind this CK pick.
I guess it's just his comfort pick.
Yeah.
He plays a lot of CK. Most of the time, that's kind of positioned 1/2. If you're gonna play him as a 3, I don't think he's gonna get that much of a farm.
Yeah, I mean this hero doesn't really farm well in position 1 to begin with, and then you're putting him on an even lower prioritized role. So.
Terrorblade chasing down one. Fissure connecting. Jump up onto the high ground. The black hole is there. Is it going to be enough? They're able to turn it back around. 3-person black hole starting to kill them all, but they get the Echo Slam to turn it. And it looked good, but only for a moment, as all of Alliance going to hit the deck.
Mirana's was not even in a fight.
Yeah, that was dubious. It was a good reaction from Insania, but now with 3 dead and no buybacks.
I think Insania was just so sad that Arteezy wasn't in that black hole.
Yeah.
Because he still just walloped everybody, even though he was keeping people controlled. And EG just kind of sauntering up onto the high ground now. Nothing to stop them.
If they could somehow survive through this, maybe you can find a jump, but the game is so difficult at this stage. EG taking it down barracks. They pull back in onto that Earthshaker, but Light Shadow, the only thing that's keeping him alive for the moment. A couple of illusions, trying to chase down Crit. He is going to throw out the Supernova yet again. Dual Scepter lift up, blink away, not going to happen. But they got what they came for, melee barracks and all of mid.
They got almost 20,000 gold in, I think, less than 5 minutes.
Man, that is a scary graph. And yeah, Alliance just haven't really made too many plays. Oh, Fly's probably dead. At this point, the game feels pretty straightforward for EG, though, right? They can go and take the shrines. They can go and secure another Roshan. They've got 2 lanes pushing in all the time, with Alliance not really having... They have decent wave shove, but they have to send a pretty squishy hero to go and do it, either in the Pugna or the Mirana. So... yeah, they do seem to be, they have a sense of urgency now. They're going for some smokes, getting some wards down, but I think it's pretty easy for EG to close this one out from this position.
Arteezy knows something is up. His Aegis is gone. Good map reading. They were all missing, even though lanes are in a good spot for Alliance.
Has hit that level 20 talent on top of a Scotty.
Do you like the well, not, I guess instead of Dragonlance, Arteezy's gone for a drum this game. It's not a huge departure build-wise, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I like it, I guess.
I see Ramses getting drums a lot on that hero. He can contribute more to a team fight, but he was mostly just farming with it.
It's a little bit of mana regen too, right?
Which is nice. It does mean that you have to buy less clarities, because otherwise you do have to sort of just chug clarity potions. Oh, no.
Reflection, BKB, goodbye. As everybody is going to die. They also got the Fiend script onto the Phoenix. Perfect control.
How many times did they die here on this ward, in this area? Like,
Yeah.
this area won them the game. First when they try to approach the Roche, fight before, and now this is probably the 3rd fight.
It really has been just a clinic in terms of the vision game coming out from EG. And the jump forward, the stun. Gonna see if they can kill off this Terrorblade Sunder in time. It's gonna be there. Mickey with no answers at all as they take down yet another. And GG is the call. Alliance are gonna get knocked down by evil geniuses.
just such the support play from EG this game was so good, and not even just the spell usage. I think the warding may have actually single-handedly won them the game. Set up so many kills, and Alliance, sometimes that's one of the things about that they're a creative team. They like going for some of these weirder picks, but that does sometimes mean that you don't always know 100% what the timings of your lineup are, what exactly you should be doing all the time, and I think that's what we saw a little bit here, was that they looked a bit lost.
It feels like they were afraid to do a move. If they do a wrong move, they're going to lose and they're going to go home. But sometimes you just need to risk it. They were in control of this game. They just needed to put more pressure, in my opinion. A bit, maybe too greedy play from supports.
Well, I believe that is going to finish off Group A, and I believe that does mean we are going to be saying goodbye to Alliance at this point in time. Mineski also ended up getting 2-0'd in their games, so they are also out, which means that it should be Evil Geniuses and Pain that are going to be the two that move on in the lower bracket at the end of today.
Okay.
Pretty much what we were expecting, I would have to say. Would you guys agree?
Yeah, kind of. We knew that Mineski weren't looking great coming into it. I think maybe the only question would have been, is it Pain or Alliance who ends up taking that 4th spot in this group? But Alliance, we also knew that they were a little bit of a hit-or-miss team. And Pain, it was more just about not knowing their form because we haven't seen a ton of their play. They've been looking okay, and maybe I think the drafting for them is a little bit more consistent than Alliance. They both struggle here and there with like coordination in game, but I think Pain knew more about what they wanted in the draft than Alliance.
I feel like Alliance has their own unique drafting style, but they need to change it. Like they're trying to pick out of the meta heroes, maybe experiment too much, but it's a good practice for them. They probably didn't came here in this tournament trying to win it, considering they are one of the underdogs. But overall, good practice. They just need to keep going together, grinding up, and this team looks promising.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for Group A. We got Group B action coming up right after this, so stay tuned. More from the ESL One Hamburg group stages concluding right after this.